Hello, everybody. Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun, and we will see who pops on here. I didn't do one last week, so it should be pretty busy today. So we'll see who pops on. Yep. I think I'm on the right thing here. I believe so. Yep. There we go. Yep. So I'm broadcasting. So this is also, so I'm gonna, I will post this on my Facebook pages and on Instagram and also on my YouTube channel. So we'll see who pops on. Yeah. Maybe no one. Maybe you're talking to Spirit. Hey, Catherine, how you doing? So, Catherine, hope everything's okay with everything with the land and the house and whatever else what's going on, you know? Hey, Bryn, how are you? We'll see who else is on too. They pop on. Hey, Susan. Catherine, up with the seller of the land or the house? It's Mercury retrograde, so you know what? Everything is jacked up. Hi, Kim. How are you? Hey, Vic. I'm okay. Hey, I'm good. Things are good right now. I'm having all kinds of epiphanies and all kinds of ascension cool stuff, so it's good. It's very good. Oh, land? Okay. Don't worry, it's Mercury retrograde. Everything will be cool. You know, got till November the 3rd. You know. Yeah, I've been reading these Telos books, right? And that were given to me, that I was pointed in the direction of them by my friend Laura. And they're just absolutely amazing. I mean, just amazing. I transport and stuff. It's very cool. Oh. And Catherine, they haven't said anything on why? Or they're just not getting back to you? Or, sorry guys, what is it? What is it? So, yes. So wait a couple more minutes, guys, just to see, okay? Another minute or so. See who else pops on, so they can watch it live. If not, it will be on my Facebook pages, all three of them, and also on my Instagram, and also on my YouTube channel, okay? And I'm gonna start to learn how to do things live on my YouTube channel too. I think I've been getting the nudge to do that, and I've just been so, hi Tracy, I've been so like pulled in all kinds of different directions that it now seems like the time to do it. So, hi Gail. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about is fear. Okay, and we've talked about this before, but like I said, I've been reading my Telos books, and I mean, it's just opened me up to a whole different realm of spirituality, right? I mean, hey Cindy, I mean, it's wonderful, but it is absolutely just so cool. So every human being has fear, right? Okay, fear about not getting what they want, fear about their family, fear about themselves, fear, because we're taught fear as children, right? So the one thing that Spirit, through my reading, right, made abundantly clear for all of us, right, including myself, fear stops things from coming to you that you're asking for. Okay, thank you, Cindy. Okay, so if you want, okay, I'll just use myself as an example, right? Lee and I are so ready to move to Maui, right? So ready. But because it's been 2 years, for me, there's fear of us not going. I know we're going. I know we're going eventually, right? But I'm ready now. And so that fear of what's happened in the past, James, is stopping Maui coming to me. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, Alicia, makes so much sense, right? I can ask and ask and ask. We can ask all day long, right, for what we want. But if the fear of not getting it blocks it, makes sense to me. Like Spirit always says, if you're chasing something and goes further away, it's true. If you want something and you ask for it, but you're not willing to take the first step towards it, it gets further away. Isn't it funny how everything has to do with us, right? All has to do with us letting go and understanding that it's going to be okay, right? I mean, again, just reading today, I think I read a half a chapter, which is for me is a lot. I mean, we're talking like probably 10, 12 pages, maybe more. And I had to take a little break in there to take a little nap, right? Because that's just how it goes, because I'm way up in the sky. That understanding that if we are in that fear, just again, ego, right? Inside of our minds, inside of our hearts, of, well, it didn't work out before, I wonder if it'll work out this time. Men, okay? When women are looking for a man, when men are looking for a woman, right? You can ask for what you want, but if you're not of pure heart, and I always thought, yeah, again, again, me, the Capricorn, the practical Capricorn, which sometimes I still fall into, right? Like when I'll be reading, because I read out loud, and so I hear it, and I have to get out of my practical head of going, well, that doesn't seem possible at all. That's not even real. It is real, but for me, in my Capricorn self, I look at it a different way because I don't always stay conscious. So when that happens, I go back into consciousness like, oh, no. That's not, get rid of that, Bill, because that's the old energy. That's not you. Okay? So understanding that we have to be pure-hearted, that we have to let all that fear go that's in our hearts. And I'll tell you what, if you grew up not getting what you wanted or wanting more of what you had, not getting it when you wanted it, because I'm a Capricorn and I'm, soul's older than dirt, and I'm used to getting what I want by working for it, right? Well, now that comes down to me doing it through reading the Telos books, right? By getting everything in place spiritually for me, my ascension high enough, understanding the violet flame, right? Which I didn't have any idea about until today, right? It's very interesting. And invoking that and bringing that energy into me and into us and sending it to other people that I care about and that I love and to mankind in general, right? Because we're all such powerful beings. We truly are. If we get out of our dang way, that's the problem. Okay? So many times we have to look at ourselves. And again, this happens in meditation, right? Steve Noble Meditations. With the Telos books, because it resonates with myself, I can picture what they're talking about. I'm transported into that place, which is fascinating to me, right? I'm sitting in my meditation chair and I'm reading out loud, and the dog is across in the purple chair, and I can see myself in this place that I'm reading about, right? Fascinating to me. So I can kind of get a view of looking from the outside in, right? But also from the inside out. So it's very interesting. But when I read about fear and how it stops things from coming, which is true, right? Many, many times we'll think we are good, right? Oh, I'm good. I'm good about that. I'm good about that. I just don't know why it's not coming, right? Well, because of what's going on in there. See? So I'm really, after I got done reading most of it, Bailey needed to go outside. So I'm walking him on his leash, and I'm like a freaking hot air balloon in the air. And I'm talking to myself about, letting go of that fear inside of myself, around my heart, and any place that's in my body, about the move, that it's definitely going to happen. And as I say that, my heart cringes, okay? Because of the heartbreak of not moving, because I believed when I was told this in my younger incarnation of this lifetime that I'm in now, right? That it would happen like that. Not understanding, see, that it takes time. Hey, Molly, right? That it takes time. As we go through and we lose our stuff, right? As we give it back to the universe, as we're more and more conscious, as we understand more and more about who we are as human beings, and that we don't throw energy that isn't positive on somebody, right? That they don't throw it back on us because we know what it is. That we remove those people from our lives who do that to us, right? Because it doesn't serve us, right? It truly doesn't. But understanding that the more ascended you get, the more that you know yourself, the more that you know all of your angels and your spirit guides and your guardian angels and the blue ray fairies, which I just learned about today, right? All these different spiritual entities that are there to move you forward if you allow them to, right? But we're all human, right? So it comes with, I know. Spirit is like, I know. That as we lose our humanness, which is our baggage, the more angelic we become, right? Our vibration raises. We know more things. Our empathy is better. Our empathicness is better. Our intuition is better. Our clairvoyancy is better, right? Right? It could be through seeing things. It could be the voice of my guides. I've got them all, right? I see things. They show me letters. They show me sentences, as well as talking. They show me pictures. They show me everything that they can possibly send to me. They send to me at the same time, right? Right? So whatever works for the right time. Like I can be talking, channeling spirit like I'm doing now, and they'll show me and for some reason they're showing me a picture of a farm with a white picket fence in the summertime. The field is really tall and green. There's a horse running in the field. Spirit said, because that's an example. Hey, Laura. Hey, Stephanie. That's an example of how it works. Now, I always had that when I was still partially a muggle, right? When I was working my job and working 60 hours a week and doing my shoes and blah, 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 blah. I still saw the pictures. I still had the voice. Just didn't know what the hell it was, right? So as I've refined that, as I have allowed myself to rise, right? For my ascension to actually happen by clearing out the junk that does not serve us, right? It does not serve us. And that's why the fear is so because every human being has fear. I don't care who you are, because if you didn't have fear, you would be living in the spirit world on the other side of the veil, having your best life ever. And that's not Earth, right? Especially now with everything that's going on, it's crazy, right? But understanding that we have to take care of our fear of our children, our fear of our families, right? Our fear of ourselves, what's going to happen to us, money, travel, right? Housing, food. I mean, again, there's a lot of people in peril right now around the world, see? And we as humans feel that, right? It just doesn't come from the TV, you guys. It doesn't come just from the TV. TV enhances it if you watch the news, right? but it's still there, and it still permeates all of us. And if we're not conscious, we wonder what that is, right? We wonder what that is. So it's very, very important to understand that that if things aren't coming to you in the time frame that you have given them, right? And you have to give them time frames, right? I mean, I talk to people all the time, and they'll say, "Well, I asked for some money. I didn't get it. Well, how much did you ask for?" Well, I just said, "Can you bring me some money?" Well, okay. If you find a penny on the ground, that's money. Did you give a time frame? No. You have to be specific with your guides, everybody. You have to be specific on what you want. Okay? You have to say, okay, I need $10,000 by the end of November 2020. See what happens. Now what you need it for? Anything. Again, you can manifest. If you allow yourself to manifest, your spirit guides, your guardian angels will take care of you because that's their job, right? But you can't be fearful that it's not going to come. Oh my God, what happens if it doesn't show up? Oh my God, that's being selfish. Oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. Oh my God. No, that's fear. That's fear of getting what you want, right? And many, many times, human is trained that way, right? Don't be disappointed, honey. Everybody can't have everything that they want. Okay, well, that's baloney. It's not true at all. But what our parents have done and our society has done is lowered expectations. Who wants to lower expectations? It's crazy, right? It doesn't make sense to me. Like when you tell your children that, oh, you want to be a nurse, or oh, you want to be this one, when they're 3. But then as they grow up and they're in school, they're in high school, right? We have a tendency to tell our children, I don't really think that's good for you. I don't really think that's a possibility. You might, again, and guidance counselors too, right? Right? And I've been in school in 40 years. So for me, I remember back in 1977, 78, things like that, right? I'm sure things have changed. But Spirit says, but they haven't changed that much. See? So we're still doing the same thing to our children as adults, as counselors in school, as a society, of not giving our children the right to be who they want to be, right? The right to go to school and be this person, right? Now, will they struggle doing that? Well, they might. Okay? It's not our job to stop them from struggling, to taking the chance of taking and doing what they believe they'd like to do. Okay, let them make the decision. Yeah, that didn't work out too well. It's okay. It's okay. Okay? Again, money can be replenished, you guys. I mean, I didn't grow up with that mindset at all, right? Because I grew up in the 70s, 60s and 70s, right? And so we were a fear-based money family, big time growing up. Okay, that's why I got my own paper route when I was 12 years old and made $300 a month in 1972. I was rich, right? Because I didn't want to live within that. Hey, Ryan, I didn't want to live within that space. I still did, right? I still lived in that space of fear, right? Plus, I was gay, right? Voice in my head, kind of all grown up, but again, hey Abdul, but yet having feelings for boys and having relations with boys, sometimes not that I didn't want, right? So again, there's all that goes along with going into a house where you're loved, right? But the answer to can I have that was always no. Okay, so it was fear. It was fear of not having enough. But my mom and dad grew up in the Depression. Makes all kinds of sense to me, right? It's our job as human beings now and understanding you're here at this time for a reason. There's a reason why your soul chose to be on the earth at this time, okay? Swear to God, it is so true, right? You're here because of your soul, number one, chose it, right? Number two, there's something you're learning in this journey as we move into different energy, right? Your soul chose it, right? There is no mistake, Spirit says. There's no mistakes with that, right? At all. You're here for the experience of trying to understand the enlightenment, of understanding how to lose your third dimensional heaviness and allowing yourself to kick those cement blocks off your ankles and ascend, knowing more, understanding that you can have anything that you want this lifetime, anything. But you have to do the work to allow yourself to receive it, right? Right? That's the way it is. Again, Spirit says it's not even a trade. It's like a 10%, 90%. Again, you take 1-2 steps forward and doing your work, right? Things start to trickle in, or it comes all at one time. See? You go, oh my God, this thing absolutely works. Well, it's your soul journey. Hey, Angel, right? It's your soul journey. Your soul journey, guys. Everything is written that you sign on the dotted line. Everything from the day you're born to the day you're going to go on the other side of the veil, right? We don't know that. But the cool thing is now, with the energy that is here, just being kind of like hidden because of everything else that's going on with COVID and things like that, that the ability to do what we need to do is there. And once things settle down next year, okay, because they will, okay, as we go into 2022, life is going to be absolutely brilliant if you allow it to happen for you. It's allowing. I've talked about that before, right? Hey, Laura. It is allowing and understanding and staying as conscious as you can about what energy you put out to the world, what energy you allow in your world. How forgiving are you of yourself? Let it go. Okay? When I first read today about fear, right? My ego went off in another direction. Hey, cameras, right? I'm like, oh, no, we're not doing that. No. And I cut that chain off like that. You know? I was, oh my God, that's why we're not there. Oh my God, no, it's not. This is happening the way it's supposed to happen. Plain and simple. See? Plain and simple. That's the way it is. See? Nothing is a mistake, you guys. I know. Spirit says nothing big, huge. There is no mistakes, Bill. Hey, Jason, right? There isn't any mistakes. Just missteps. Right? I didn't know. That's the key. And it's okay to be that, you guys. It's okay not to know. Trust me, when I started this journey, I was the freaking master of shoe retailing in the Midwest, and everybody wanted me to work for them. And I was this massive guy who was able to put on all kinds of millions of dollars in business over multiple stores, knew everything about shoes, knew everything about feet. I mean, it was just remarkable, okay? Then I quit that job because I needed to do this, right? And it's been six and a half years. I didn't know when I started this job, this career, this ascension, who I was going to be. No idea. Was I fearful? No, not the first couple years. Hey, Abby. But then I got fearful, like, okay, we got to get this pony going because we need some cash. Hey, Amanda, right? I need to support myself. And then Lee showed up. He doesn't support me. But again, having him in my life made it easier for me to embrace what I'm doing. Not all the time. Fear. Say, fear. It doesn't get us anywhere. Say, and even if you think, well, I'm not fearful about that, I'll guarantee you that around your beautiful heart, there's some type of energy that's there that makes you believe you can't have it. Guilty, right? That it's never going to happen. It didn't happen before. Well, okay, that's fine. See? But we have to understand that we have to notice what that is and absolutely take it out. Not be fearful. So Stephanie says, it's wild how many times I've heard that we have the ability to manifest and create, and yet until about it, and then it says see more. And it's very, 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 very true. But we have to be honest. We have to be honest that we have no fear in our heart, right? That we don't have any fear of failure, that we don't have any fear of getting away. And that's tough. Guys, honest to God. I know people that are known around the world who still carry fear. Fear's human. Fear's human. Okay? But just like consciousness, right? And how many times have I told people about being conscious, right? The more conscious you are, the better your life is. The less the wrong things come out of your mouth, right? The less things get in your way. Because you're conscious, you go around them, right? You don't walk blindly anymore, hoping that things will be okay. No. Raising your consciousness makes all the difference in the world. Hey, Allison, paying attention, right? And understanding that I'm not going to be able to do that 24 hours a day, because you're not. It's impossible to do that. It's impossible. So Susan asks, how do we release the fear? Okay? And I'll just tell you guys how I do it, okay? Is that I pinpoint the fear in my heart, okay? And I'll tell you guys something in a minute once we're done with this. But I had this epiphany last week when I was sick, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Pinpoint it in your heart, okay? And then out loud, again, I'm an out loud guy, right? I don't think you can do it internally. I think you need to, again, ask. I'm probably going to do a talk about the violet flame, probably maybe next week, or I might do just a video on it so I can edit it and make it so it's more concise and more informative than just a conversation, okay? But imagine, right, a violet light, okay, and surround your heart and ask that happen, okay? Spirit, I need the violet flame to remove, hey Karen, to remove the fear of blah, blah, blah from my heart. I did it today. I need to remove the fear of from my past, right, of our move to Maui. I know it's going to happen. I just don't know when. And that is my biggest problem, see? And many, many days I'm fine. I'm just, okay, cool, it's going to go. I know we are. But I hate fall and I really hate winter. And I believe we'll be gone by the middle of it, right? If we're not, it wasn't meant to be, right? But I know that I'm doing my part to lose that fear inside my body, inside my heart, that I carry from the last 3 years, right? Right? Because I'll be honest, guys, I never thought I'd be the man I am today. Not in a million years. I'm the shoe guy, right? I'm the muggle, right? So it's possible for everybody. But Susan, it's about knowing that it's in your heart and knowing what it is, right? Is it failure? Is it disappointment? For me, it's disappointment. I've always been disappointed in my life. Everything's been a disappointment. When in reality, that's not true. My life is wonderful, right? Right? But I have this ego, right? from younger days. I never planned on having a good time on a vacation because it never hit my expectation of being fabulous. So I've carried that throughout my life. But I've also noticed what it is because I'm conscious. Does that make sense? Right? So the more you know about yourself, the better. Honestly, it truly is. So then Kimmer says, how can you further ascend when you fear being alone and can't break attachments to others? Again, it's in that Telos book. Again, I only read it today, so I haven't digested it yet. Maybe I'll just, yeah. Kimmers, I may send you, hey Michelle, I may send you a copy or something of parts of the book. It will explain it if I can find it. Okay. Again, once you lose the fear of being alone, right? Once you bring the violet flame in, right, from the universe, and picture that flame, just a little like a violet jewel is basically what it is, and you place that in your heart, okay, and you ask the universe, you ask the violet flame to remove my fear of being alone, my fear of being attached to others. And that's because you're afraid right there. I mean, that's the whole thing of abandonment, okay? And it's working on that abandonment issue with talk therapy, through guided meditations, right? But also, again, doing the violet flame. And if you do that on a daily basis, that's what you're able to do. But I will try to find that in the book, and I'll probably send it to you on Messenger if I can find it. If I can't, like I said, I'm probably going to do a video about what I've learned this week from the book, basically today from the book, and either put it on YouTube or something like that so people can kind of follow it. And then maybe next week I will talk about parts of it. Okay. So Spirit wants to end that, okay? And he wants to talk about what I was saying about when I had food poisoning last week and I was really miserable and I was laying in bed that night. They said, I'm laying in bed and I hadn't vomited for the last 3 times yet, okay? And I felt miserable. I vomited 15 times in 3.5 hours. So I was miserable. And so I was laying in bed with Lee, and Spirit told me this: focus on your heart center. Bill, focus on your heart center. Focus on your heart center, heart center, heart center, heart center. And once I did that, the nausea went away, right? My brain stopped doing this. Amazing. And I'd heard that before from people. But again, focusing, and again, how do you do that? You've got your eyes closed and you focus just a understanding that the center of your universe is your heart, and having just a light right there, right? Just focusing on it, right? It takes everything away. It just disbands all the energy, everything completely out of your body, which is fabulous. Again, they hit me when I don't feel well. They hit me again because that's how I learn. Okay, that's how I basically learn. Okay, so there's another practice, focusing on your heart center to clear your energy. Okay, now next thing Spirit wants to talk about, how much time do we have? Okay, cool. Okay, so he wants to talk about you, okay, and understanding that what you bring to your family, okay, and I'm going to tell you this in a minute, you cannot live in your little kid inside your body, Okay? You cannot indulge that person inside of you if you have children. Okay? You can't. You got to fix that little girl, little boy inside, right? And I will tell you, and I will tell you this, that, you want me to do this? Okay. Scenario, he says. Okay? Kind of feel like Sophia from Golden Girls, which is kind of weird because I don't like that show. Picture it, right? That a woman, okay, cheats on her husband, okay? She's got 3 kids, right? Cheats on him again, and finally he catches on and he divorces her, right? So now she has these 3 children, and she's still messing around with people from her past. She's still thinking that she's 12 years old, 14, 15, 16 years old. Well, she has 3 children who are under the age of 11, okay, under the age of 10, right? Let me say for a man, right? Doesn't matter, man, woman, doesn't matter. But for women, but for women especially, right? To understand that what you're doing, your children are seeing. And if they're not seeing it, they're feeling it. They're feeling the energy of abandonment. They're feeling the energy of I'm not spending time. Hey, Marsha, I'm not spending time with you. I think we're done with this because I need to do my stuff. What? That 3-year-old has no idea what you're talking about. All she knows is that her mother is dumping her off at her grandmother's house, right? No, that's not what you're supposed to teach your child, right? Right? And understanding that we have to fix ourselves first. Even though we're divorced and we have children, we've got a double-tier job. Us fixing ourselves, understanding that what you are, how you're acting, what you're saying, how you're saying it, okay? Okay. Understanding that this person had a younger sister, right? Who was like 17, 18 years old. She would pay her to, number 1, take care of the kids. Number 2, drive them around to where they needed to go while she went and hooked up. Because she needed to have comfort. Okay, does anybody else see what's wrong with that? Just on the face, on the surface. See? So understanding that this happened to me in the complex here where I'm at, just by walking the dog and things like that and seeing things, and then Spirit kind of putting puzzle together. And because I'm asking him, how does that really, I don't understand that. Why would, blah, 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 blah. And then we have this whole scenario right inside my head that I'm talking out loud to him while I'm walking the dog. So what are you teaching your children, right? What are you teaching your boy, right? What are you teaching your girls? 2 girls and a boy, right? The boy's in the middle, okay? So are you teaching this boy that he has to be the man of the house? Not his job, right? Are you teaching your little sister, your younger sister, what you call responsibility? For her, it's not allowing her to be 17 years old. Because you're paying her lots of money to do it, right? No. What does it tell your children? For money, people will do anything, including them, I guarantee you. Guarantee you. The wrong message to give girls, wrong message to give boys, wrong message to give the dog, right? No. Every action has a reaction. Maybe not now, but in 5, 10 years when your child is pregnant or your boy tells you F you, you did this and you did that, because they're going to. They're going to hold you accountable. They're going to tell you exactly the way they feel, because guess what? When they're 4, they can't say anything. They can't say anything to you. Understanding that their 4-year-old human body has a soul in it that might be 3,000, 4,000 years old. You don't know. Could be 10,000 years old. Could be 20,000 years old, right? We don't know yet. See? So and all that you're doing is fulfilling your life's journey, right? Your soul's journey, until something snaps, till something catches you, till something makes you go, what the F am I doing to myself and my kids? Could be the same thing with a man, right? Same thing, right? What is a man teaching his children when he doesn't take care of them, right? When he doesn't care for them, when he's mad because of the divorce, right? Well, the children feel that. All of a sudden, dad's gone, right? So that entity is gone. Might not have been the best energy between mom and dad, right? But your children pick up on all of that. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. It's how they choose their friends. It's how they choose their boyfriends, their girlfriends, if they're straight, if they're gay, if they're trans, if they're anything, right? Sexuality, lifestyle, everything is how they are treated when they're growing up. See? And if you believe that at 33 years old or 34 years old, whatever the person was, or 27 or 28 or whatever it is, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the age. It's about teaching your children to be adults, to understand the world, to even if you didn't get it, right? Trust me, I talk to so many people who say, well, Bill, I didn't get that. And your point is what? You don't think your kids should have the opportunity that you didn't have? So I don't understand. Because you think you lost out? Well, that was more than likely, I'll guarantee you, it was your soul's journey, right? Is it your children's soul? They picked you for a reason, okay? Surprise their souls, right? And be a good mom, be a good dad, be a good grandma, be a good grandpa, be a good aunt, be a good uncle, be a good neighbor, right? That's what it's about. That's what it's about, guys. It is absolutely, and I've said this before, the Karens and the Kens in the world, it's all fear. It's all fear, right? They're jumping on something because it's not the norm, or they're afraid that they're losing their balance. They're afraid they're in quicksand. See? So they're teaching their children the same thing. They're teaching their grandchildren the same thing. And if they do have grandchildren, let's say, and the son and daughter don't believe that's just who grandma is, and the grandkids hear that, right? Chimes, right? They absorb everything in their environment. Unfortunately, we don't. Unfortunately, as adults, we have to dismantle ourselves, right? We have to take I know, Spirit is showing me the armor, the pleats of armor that are on our body, the backpack full of rocks, right? That we carry around every day because we think we're supposed to. This is, oh my God, I don't know how to get rid of this. All I know what to do is either stand here or take a step forward and then take another step forward, hoping one day somebody will take that away. No one's here. No one's going to rescue you. No one. No one. Doesn't work like that, right? You signed on the dotted line that that's exactly what you wanted this lifetime. Human doesn't know that. But if human is conscious, right? If human is more and more aware of the circumstances, more and more aware of the fact that I'm acting like I'm 13 years old, right? And I'm teaching my children that I'm only 13 and they're looking for mommy and daddy, right? Looking for grandma and grandpa. See? That is what's, again, that's what they're looking at. Every child is fearful. They may not seem it, but they're all looking for balance. They're all looking to feel safe. They're all looking to feel comforted. Okay? If your child is screaming, they're screaming for a reason. Okay? If your child is upset, they're upset for a reason. And don't think that it's because they're selfish. Don't think of it. There's a reason why your child is acting like that. who they learn it from. Is the energy balanced, or is the energy ups and downs and topsy-turvy and doing this all the time? Because mom's dysfunctional, because dad's dysfunctional, and their house is a disaster, and their life is not organized, and things like that. Kids pick up on that. Again, the amazing thing about kids is the fact that we don't know how old their souls are. And we as humans, all right, Laura, I'll see you. We as humans, right, as adults, we've forgotten that, right? Because we're in survival. Making sure that we know, making sure that we learn as much as we possibly can, right? And understanding that the attached mother is not doing anything to make their children be adults, okay? The distant mother or father is not doing anything. And they can say, well, that's just who your father is. That's not good enough. And we as adults have to hold them accountable. Okay? Have to, right? We have to be on a level. We have to understand that the more light we become, the more they change. It's true. Or they leave. Right? They can't stand the fire, as my mother always say, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Well, if you can't stand the light, someone's going to leave. Right? Or not. That's the thing. Say, I talked to a person this week who her husband has turned into be this light she never thought he would be. All because of her. He had it inside of him. He just didn't know where to put it. Because men don't do that, right? Not true. You're with that person for a reason, right? I know I'm going to leave for a reason. I know what the reason is now. It's constantly changing. It's constantly being different. But still, it is a growth pattern with him and I. I get it. He's 15 years younger than me, right? I look at when I was 45, I was a mess. It's a mess. I still had 7 more years of therapy to do, talk therapy to do. See? So, are we back? Okay. Then why, through a divorce, the person who was so distant could brainwash the children against the mother? That's karma. That's karma. I learned that today. It's karma. Hey, Connie, it's karma. Okay? And that will all work out. Hey, Carol, that will all work out, Marcia, in the end. Okay? And that will happen, and I think Spirit has told you this before, that will happen before anybody passes. Okay? Before anybody, yeah. See? So, but it's all about, guys, making sure, not karma against the mother. Karma between the souls is being equalized. Okay? And chimes, hear that? Say? So it will, that's why everything will equal out and be, and dissipate, Spirit says, before anybody passes away. Long before. Okay? And I think Spirit had mentioned that to you before, that, it's gonna wind down. It's gonna be and again, I learned today that it's karma. Okay? Which again, I'm still in the process of learning about, because I thought it was something else and it's something totally different now. So I'm anxious to read more, right? But it's about understanding that we as humans have a responsibility, number one, to each other, right? Number two, to our children and our grandchildren and our nieces and our nephews, right? And our partners, right? And I know that as I ascend, I know that as my light becomes brighter, Lee's does too. See? I know he's on an ascension path. He will not tell me that because that's not who he is. He may say that when we open up the door of our house for the first time in Kihei, Maui, or on the way there, right? He may open up and have the epiphany. Might not happen then. I don't know. I'm not looking for that. Does that make sense? Say, hey, Michelle, how are you? I haven't talked to you or seen you in a while. So expectations. Hey, Amy, right? Expectations. You can't expect. You can't drill down. You can't, no. It doesn't work like that, you guys. As I bring my energy and my light to the table and my knowledge to the table and my karma to the table, let's say, right? Right? I have no expectations of the other person at all. At all. Have no expectations at all. Okay? You can't. Because I just know that on my journey, right? Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey, I mean, it is crazy. No one is in alignment. It's like a freaking elevator, right? It is like boom, 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 boom. And everybody's at a different time, a different place. There is no, I know, Spirit says there is no mass ascension. There's no mass ascension, say, which is fascinating to me, right? That there wouldn't be anybody else on the planet who's at the same place that I'm at that might be in my world because I'm supposed to do this on my own, right? With a little help from, let's say, Laura telling me about the books and Lori Lipton telling me about the Lemurians. And again, that's how it comes. All I do is, to the best of my ability, is to put one foot in front of the other, right? And understanding I'm doing the best that I possibly can if you are, right? And not beating yourself up if you're not, just getting yourself back on track, right? And understanding that the more that I learn, the more that I do, the more that I believe, as I take my fear away, as I throw it to the wind. And I do that every day if I have to, right? I don't care if you have to do that every 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 24 hours. Okay? Again, Spirit showed you the technique with the fingers, right? Spirit, this ain't mine. You gotta take that away. It's not mine. You gotta take that away, Spirit. This energy in my chest is not mine. Well, is that fear? Okay, so Spirit just said this. All that you're doing with this is like a Tums, right? You're just nullifying the acid in your belly for now. Doesn't mean it won't be back tomorrow. True, right? Great epiphany. Great analogy, right? That you have to extract it. Again, how do you do that, right? You know, the violet flame, right? And I'll talk more about that. You know, I hate to give everybody that cliffhanger, but I'm gonna have to read more so that I'm more connected with Spirit about it. Because right now I'm kind of like digesting. Chimes, say. But it's amazing that once we do get rid of any ounce of fear that we have, we ascend. We know, right? Is there something else behind it? Possibly there is. I mean, there's not just one thing people are fearful about. I mean, I've been filled with fear since I was a child, right? Again, skinny little gay boy, Jackson, Michigan, 60s and 70s, was not a pleasant time for Billy Hobart at all. Okay, not at all. I was in flight all the time till I was probably 43 or 44 years old. Not fight. It was flight, baby. It was flight. Can you imagine that? For 43, 44 years? Yep. Say, that's just who I was. That's how I lived my life. That's what I overcame. That's what I did. Say, no. See? So once I understood that, then it was time to break down the fear. See? The fear that I've been carrying my entire life. See? Of other people hurting me physically. See? Emotionally. See? And understanding, as I'm going onto this journey, that we all have residue, right? And again, learning today that we have to extract that and toss it away. And understanding why and how. Hey, Teresa, right? Which I may do a video tomorrow, you guys. You never know, and I may post it tomorrow. So That's just whatever he wants to do, because I'm so excited about it. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Chimes. See? Sorry, guys. So, yeah. So understand your roles, you guys. Understand that the energy that you carry affects everybody in the room, everybody in your house, everybody, and so does your stuff, right? If you got stuff in your house you don't use, get rid of it. Put it in a freaking garbage bag and throw it outside. Don't give it to Salvation Army, right? Okay? They got enough junk. They got enough stuff, right? Unless it's something premium, right? Put it in a trash bag and put it in the garbage. It all carries energy from your past, good or bad, right? But it loves bad energy. Bad energy always is heavier than pretty, beautiful, wonderful, happy energy, right? Happy energy is never at the bottom of the pit. That's always the bad energy. And that's what most people's stuff has got. Blankets, sheets, pillows, right? Furniture, clothes. Bag it up and throw it in the trash can. Let them put it in the landfill where it deserves to be, and it can dissipate all that energy into the earth, which is what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to put your energy into the earth as often as possible by standing on the ground barefoot, right? Sending it up through the top of your head to the universe, right? Getting rid of it. Getting rid of it, getting rid of it. Imagining it happening. See? This is a way of physically getting rid of stuff in your house that does not serve you. Right? I mean, I threw away stuff this past spring that I've had for okay, I don't know what's wrong with the internet. Probably 7, 8, 9 years. Sweaters and stuff, because I don't really like heavy stuff. They were lightweight sweaters and things. But guess what I did this spring? I put it all in a trash bag and threw it in the garbage. No, see ya. Bye. Gone. Gone, gone, gone. Shoes, right? Anything. Briefcases, all kinds of stuff. Briefcases for my former life. I threw them things in the trash can, right? Too much negative energy in there. Too much yucky, right? Too much. I don't want to give that to somebody else to have them carry it, right? Because most muggles are not smart enough to smudge it. They're not. They don't know anything about smudging, taking the sage and then the sweet grass and make it. They're not going to do that yet, but they will. Say, as we move closer to better energy and more fulfilling lives and more understanding of ourselves and others, and as we move forward into wonderful dimensional energy. Okay? So it's 4:00. Thanks for watching today. Thanks for joining me on Coaching for the Soul. I believe I'm going to do them every week again. So be here again next Thursday at 3. And I'll see everybody then. Okay? Namaste, guys. See you.